Welcome to my channel and my coaching center. So today I'm going to explain your 11th standard English first chapter, that is the Gentleman of the Jungle. So let's go into the chapter, and it is written by Jomo Kenyatta. So let us come to the chapter. So in the first topic, in the late 19th century, the chief European powers divided Africa among themselves. So in the 19th century, the chief Europeans divided Africa among themselves. They could do this because Europeans' arms were superior and because the African chiefs did not understand the meaning of the treaties they were asked to sign. As a result, Africans lost the lands they had traditionally lived on and cultivated, and their attitude towards Europeans' expansion is made clear in the following fable, which reflects the attitude of Kilio people of Kenya towards Europe's law and commission. So in the 19th century, the power of the European divided Africa among themselves. So they could do this because the Europeans' arms were very much powerful, and because the African chiefs did not understand the treaties they were signing, why they were signing the treaties. So as a result, Africa lost many of their lands they lost by the treaties, and their attitude towards Europeans' expansion is made clear in the following fable, which reflects the attitude of Kikuyu people. A people called Kikuyu people, they were living in Kenya towards Europe. They objected the European laws and order. Once upon a time, an elephant made a friendship with a man. One day, a heavy thunderstorm broke out. The elephant went to his friend, who had a little hut at the edge of the forest, and said to him, "My dear good man, will you please let me put my trunk inside your hut to keep it out of this torrent, torrential rain?" So once upon a time, a elephant made a friendship with man, and one day there was a heavy thunderstorm at that place. The elephant went to ask help with his friend, that is the man, who had a small hut, the hut in the outside, little bit edge of the forest. It has a small hut, and the elephant said to man, "My dear good man, will you please let me put my trunk inside your hut to keep it out of the..." So it said, "Will you give my trunk to keep it inside the hut, so that it may not inside that to keep it away from the torrential rain?" So the man, seeing what the situation with his friend was in, replied, "My dear good elephant, my hut is very small, but there is room for your trunk and myself. Please put your trunk in gently." The elephant thanked his friend, saying, "You have done a good deed, and one day I shall return your kindness." So the man, seeing the situation of his friend, the man replied, "Good elephant, you can put the trunk inside. You cannot. This house is very much small, but there is a small place for your trunk. Please put your trunk inside gently, means slowly." So the elephant thanked his friend, saying that, "You have done a good deed, means you have done a good help for me. One day I shall return your kindness." The elephant replied. But what followed? As soon as the elephant put his trunk inside the hut, slowly he pushed his head inside and finally flung the man out in the rain, and then lay down comfortably inside the friend's hut, saying, "My dear good friend, your skin is harder than mine, and as there is not enough room for both of us, my dear good friend, your skin is harder than mine, and as there is not enough room for both of us, you can afford to remain in the rain while I am protecting my delicate skin from the hailstorm." The man, seeing what his friend had done to him, started to grumble. The animals in nearby forest heard the noise and came to see what was the matter. All stood around listening to the heated argument between the man and his friend, the elephant. In this turmoil, the lion came along roaring and said in a loud voice, Don't you all know that I am the king of the jungle. How dare anyone disturb the peace of my kingdom? So what happened means, after the elephant put his trunk, he slowly gently started to move his whole body inside the middle out of that bird, and then he pushed that man outside the point, and he said to that man outside the hut, and then he said to that man, your skin is other than me, as my skin is delicate. I can't stay in that rain. He said, and he pushed. After that, the man started to screaming. By that, all the people, all the animals of the jungle came to see him, and by that, they all see him, and they all said to him. They all saw him, and they all said to him. After they all saw him, and then the king of the jungle came there while roaring and said, don't you all know I am the king of the jungle? How dare anyone disturb the peace of my kingdom? The jungle king of the jungle said. Next, after that, while hearing the elephant who was on the higher minister in the jungle kingdom replied in soothing voice and said, my lord, there is no disturbance of the peace in your kingdom. I have only been having a little discussion with my friend here as to the possession of this little hut which your lord sees me occupying. So on after the king of the jungle lion he came, and he says, why you are disturbing the peace of my jungle? On hearing that, the elephant says that the elephant who is in high minister in that king in the jungle, hearing that says that replies to the king, my lord, there is no disturbance in your jungle. He says that there is no disturbance in your kingdom. uh, he says that there was a only small discussion between me and my friend on occupying the hut. There was a small discussion. The elephant says, the lion who wanted to have peace and tranquility in his kingdom replied in a noble voice, saying, I command my ministers to appoint commission of inquiry to go through thoroughly into the matter and report accordingly. He then turned to a man and said, you have done well by establishing friendship with my people, especially with the elephant who is one of my honorable minister of the state. Do not grumble anymore. Your hurt is not lost to you. Wait until the sitting of my imperial commission, and there you will be given plenty of opportunity to state your case. I am sure that you will pleased with the finding of the commission. The man was very pleased by that sweet words from the king of the jungle, and innocently waited for this opportunity in the belief that naturally the heart would be returned to him. So after hearing that, the lion who wanted peace in his jungle says to in the king was, he says that he gives command to his ministers to appoint a commission of inquiry to get thoroughly report about that matter. And then he turned to that man and he says, you have done a good work by doing friendship with with the people of the with the elephant. He is an honorable minister of our state, and your heart is not lost, he says. And he says, and he also says that I am sure that you will pleased with the answer for the with the solution of committee. And the man was very pleased by the very happy by hearing the sweet words from the king of the jungle, and innocent, and he was waiting with, that his opportunity may come. And he naturally thought that the hut would return to him only. After that, the elephant, obeying the command of his master, got busy with the other minister appointed by the commission of inquiry. The following elders jungle were appointed to sit in the commission: Mr. Rhinoceros, Mr. Buffalo, Mr. Alligator, Mr. Horn, Mr. Fox to act as chairman, and Mr. Leopard to the act as the secretary of the commission. On seeing the personnel, the man protested and asked if it was not necessary to include in this commission member from his side. But he was told that it was impossible since no one from his side was well enough educated to understand the integrity of jungle law. Further, that there was nothing to fear, for the members of the commission were all men of repute from the impartial justice, and as they were gentlemen chosen by the god to look after the interest of the raceless adequacies endured with teeth and claws, and he might rest assured that they would investigate the matter with the greatest care and reporting imperative. So after the committee was started, the elephant obeyed the master, the lion's word, and the following people are the elder of the community. So this makes an example who were the elder of the committee means Mr. Rhinoceros, Mr. Buffalo, Mr. Alligator, Artie Horn, and Mr. Fox. They were chairman, and Mr. Leopard was acting as the secretary of the commission. So on seeing the person, the man said and asked, "Is it not necessary to have anyone from my side to do the discussion?" He said, but Lion and the committee member said, "No, we don't want any from the man's side because they don't know about the integrity of the jungle's law. They are not well educated to understand jungle's law." The people said, sorry, the animals of the committee meeting commission people said, and commission animals said like that. So he was not taken, and further that was nothing. There was nothing to fear, as the member of the commission were all men of. They were all men of reputed, and they know how to give the justice, and they all were descended by the god. They all were gentlemen chosen by the god. They said, and he might rest assured that they would, and the committee members also assured him that he will get a good result. We'll do a good investigation, and we'll get a case and report about the investigation, they said, and they gave him the protection and ambulance to feel him safely. Said the words, and they said the words, and they start the committee meeting, and they start the discussion. So till here it is enough. So I will explain the next topic in my next video. So till here you understand episode. So okay friends, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe my channel and coaching center for more video. I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care, have a nice day, bye, see you my friends.